Hello gorgeous people, how are you all doing today? I hope you're well. I thought I'd just give you a quick update on this washing machine kitchen situation. But before we do that, before we go into the kitchen, I want to show you what is going on in the main room at the moment. Have a quick squiz. Hang on, turn you around, turn the lens around. So, coming into the living room as normal, I've put my airing rack up because I am determined I'm going to get a wash on. Now, I'm feeling pretty tired at the moment and I'd really like to have a nap, but I can't because, oh my god, the bed is full of sewing. There's the ironing board. I've just stopped ironing for a moment, but on here, oh, light's tricky today. You can see this is all, they're mostly different, but this is patchworks for the lavender bags I'm making. I love these green ones. I also really love these blue ones. Gorgeous. Some pinks, there's some yellows under there. Oh, this is all the next lot of work this evening. So all the fronts are done. This is a load of fronts. Oh my goodness, I love this. This is a crazy, how can we work it with the light? This is crazy liberty. I didn't have anything to back it with, so this is going to be a really precious one. This is going to be, both sides are patched. But yeah, so I got all the patching done over the course of about 12 hours yesterday. Today is all about cutting the backs. There are fabrics for each of the different backings. And I've started the process of pressing the fabrics for the backs. This will be the next lot. But it's partly the washing machine, partly the kitchen. This is the chaos I'm in. So that freezer, that's the one that's going. Oh, I will tell you about that in a minute. Oh, and more fabric. Of course, there's fabric everywhere. My kitchen chair, oh, what have you. And then over here, this is how I've been working, is one side of the table, that's my computer, doing stuff there. The other side is sewing. Obviously, these things don't sort of stay here when I'm sewing. This is one of those, oh, it's just gorgeous. I bought these, I needed to buy some new threads. Gorgeous. You can see the cream is almost run out already. The Gutermann threads, and they happen to come in these beautiful tins. So yeah, this is where I've been. It's like a shared office, isn't it? It's like one Vivi sits that side and another Vivi sits this side, but I pull the flap out and get my knees under. So yeah, I'm full on in the middle of sewing. So sewing, I mean, look at this state of my life. Never mind. Sewing is going on, video making and all the other stuff I do on the computer is going on there. As soon as this freezer goes, there's a story about this freezer going. As soon as that's gone, I can then bring this one out of the kitchen. This one has got stuff in it. It's going to come into the living room and stay plugged in because it's got stuff in there. I've done my first trial wash in the washing machine. I'll tell you about the washing machine in a sec. This is all the stuff to go back in the cupboard and the cupboard shelf. I don't know if you can spot it along here. You might not be able to pick it up, but my run of cabinets is no longer true. Can you see this one? This one's sticking out. So that's the washing machine. It does, the door does close. This is the fridge, and it's no longer closing properly, so I think I'm going to have to just turn it off. This is all the gubbins that came with the washing machine. My first thing, of course, was read the instructions. How am I going to work this new washing machine? And like I said, I've done the first load. But yeah, so now there's quite a lot to get on with. I'm going to start some cleaning. I don't normally use Method. I certainly don't buy it, but this was given to me ages ago. You can see it's almost empty, so I'll be using that up in the kitchen. Sorting this lot out, sorting the shelf out again, giving everything a good clean, and then we'll have a little look at the washing machine. Oh, and I'm going to tell you how the whole thing ended up being. Oh, and there's a tea towel in here because I have a leak. Well, hurrah, hurrah, hurrah for the new washing machine. They also, obviously it's part of the deal, they took the old one away. But I'm just going to look at, I'm not used to all this digital nonsense. I want a quick wash, 59 minutes, 40 degrees. I don't want 40. Will it do it at 20? Oh, it will. I don't want 20, I want 30. Spin speed, it's not very high spin speed on this setting. Never mind, because I'll just hang out anyway, so let's pop it on. Oh, it's doing it. Good. And now let's get on with everything else. Whew. Oh my giddy gertie me. I'm done. That's 2 times up and down the stairs with the freezer. It's gone. Yay! 2 days later than it was supposed to. So with the freezer, I took all the pictures. This is the spare freezer. I took all those pictures. I did a posting that same day. We're talking about, it's like Wednesday of last week now. Amazingly had, apart from this one bite, had no bites. I can't understand it. I checked out the cost online for a similar freezer right now. It's like 104, excuse me, lip smacking. It's about 140 quid. No takers. I'm like, if I had seen an advert for a freezer free a couple of years ago, I'd have grabbed it. Anyway, one person did say, is this still available? Yes, it is. Can we collect on such and such a day? Last Friday? Yes. How about 11? Yes, brilliant. So, last week, Tuesday was not quite a write-off, but almost a write-off. Visited hospital, got all that stuff done. Ended up running around like a maniac on Tuesday. Wednesday, all day, the freezer. Thursday, felt absolutely dreadful. Tried to do a bit of work, but actually I did go back to bed in the end. Felt absolutely grotty. Friday, all day, waiting for this freezer to be taken. Eventually about 4 o'clock, I got a message from her to say, can we do 6 o'clock? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. But I was like, what happened to 11 o'clock this morning? Anyway, 6 o'clock, her husband turns up. Didn't tell me it's going to be a man. That freaked me out. It's dark by 6 o'clock. Open the front door. Guy standing there. Who are you? Anyway, long and short, he couldn't do it on his own. Infuriating, because I said in the advert, as it were, this definitely needs 2 pairs of hands because there's a lot of stairs. It's light. It's not difficult in terms of weight, but there's a lot of stairs and it twists and it turns. You will need 2 people. So Friday night they rearranged for today. It's now Sunday. What time? So they said, can we do Sunday? I said, yes. What time Sunday? And I said, well, you know, you call it. I'm going to be here waiting for the washing machine. And then late Friday night, I messaged again to say, can you please give me an idea of what time on Sunday? You know, it's courtesy, isn't it? This is free. You're getting a 100 plus item for free. Anyway, I got a message half an hour ago to say, oh, can we come in half an hour? Yes, fine. Good, freezer is gone. Now this space can be the freezer that's full of food. Great. With the washing machine, even that wasn't straightforward this morning. They arrived. It was about noon, in fact. And it was a team of 2, but there was obviously one was like the boss, the apprentice. And as soon as I opened the front door, I could tell he was really, excuse my language, he was really pissed off that he was having to do this delivery on a Sunday or whatever. In a minute, I am going to do a little ceremony in the whole flat to get rid of all negative energy, because there's a massive negative energy in my home at the moment. So he came up and he took one look at my current washing machine and sucked at his teeth. Ooh, he's doing all this. And this is something that's happened to me over and over and over again down the years. And I think it's because I'm a woman and they think they can hoodwink me or whatever. And he started saying, oh, because the old washing machine was a hot point. So let's just, a couple of brands. Let's say the previous one was a Beko. This one was a hot point, and I'm replacing it with a Beko. In other words, I'm going back to the brand that I originally started with. So he stood there sucking at his teeth saying, you should have bought the same brand. You should have bought another hot point. And I said, well, I didn't really want to buy a hot point because it broke. He's like, ooh, but the new one, it's not going to fit. And I said, yeah, they're all the same size. It's all these kind of fitted appliances. They're all the same size, give or take a few mil in depth, which you can jiggle. I've got plenty of space for jiggle. Ooh, no, you should have gone for it. And I said, I was already getting his vibe. So I said to him, well, actually, the new one that's on your truck is the same as I had when I originally built the kitchen, so it will fit. And I could see his face fall for a minute. He was just trying to get out of doing it, I'm sure of it. His face dropped a bit and you could see his brain working, and then he suddenly went, well, it's not the same model as you first bought. It's a different model. It was going to be a different size. And I was like, well, that's true of everything, isn't it? It's going to be a different model. I wouldn't get the same hot point model anyway. So he said, I'll go and get my tools then. So he went back downstairs, came up with his tools, opened the under sink cupboard, and I was carrying on in here. I've been ironing, pressing some fabrics to sew with. And then I heard another sucking in of the teeth. Ooh, no. Come here, please come here and have a look. He said, you've got a leak. What? I don't have a leak. I live here. If there was a leak, I'd know it. In the cupboard. So it's not like a hidden leak, it's in the cupboard. You've got a leak. And he showed me his finger and it was damp on the end. You've got a leak. We can't install it if there's a leak. You're going to have to get a plumber out. And I said to him, why am I going to get a plumber on a Sunday? So what are you talking about, leak? And he's like, I'm just saying, you know, we're not plumbers. We're just here to install. I'm not a plumber. We're not allowed to touch it if there's a leak. And I said, there's no leak. Just, there was a nut. You know where it's the cold water inlet pipe and there's a nut and you screw it tight. I said, the nut just needs screwing. Hang on a minute. I said, get out of the way. Not quite so impolitely. Come out of the way, screwed up the nut, wiped it all off with a tea towel so it's dry, put my finger in underneath and went, look, no leak. You can do the installation. He was so ticked off. He obviously didn't want to do it. And I was thinking, you know, if I'd been someone less savvy, I might have been someone to say, oh, okay, well, don't deliver today. We'll organise a third delivery day after I pay a plumber 100 quid to come out here to go with a nut. Anyway, so they brought the washing machine up and I hated his vibe. His vibe was so neg. I don't like that in my home. But I was trying to keep putting out the positive. So when they got up here with the washing machine, he was huffing and puffing, and I said, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. You know, this is a huge thing for me. It's been a tough few days. I've got other stuff going on in my life that's difficult. Never mind the washing machine. The washing machine is nothing. Anyway, so I was saying, thank you. And he looked at me and he said, you know what? I'm well within my rights to not even do this. So I said, I appreciate that, but seeing as you have done it, why don't we just, you know, install it, you know. So they did. And after they'd finished, I came back into the kitchen. Now all my cupboard doors are wonky. It's not a flat run. And he said to me, your kitchen isn't square. It's not great. And he's blaming my kitchen. But before he came, my kitchen didn't look like that. It was square. I haven't got time to argue. I haven't got the energy to argue. He even said that your door, it's on its last legs. It's going to fall off. That's not my fault. Da, da, da. And off they went. And it was about half an hour later when I saw the puddle on the floor. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to tighten up I'm going to tighten everything up. Anyway, the point is, sorry, I didn't mean to have a rant and a rave today. The point is, the washing machine's in. Yes, it might be a bit leaky at the moment. I will fix it. That other freezer has gone. Honestly, you know, there's a part of me that is, I know I'm a stubborn old boot, but there's a huge part of me that one of the reasons I want to be as self-reliant as possible is because I know that I can rely on me. I don't let me down. I hate relying on other people. I hate it because invariably my experience in life is when you rely on someone else, they let you down. Every time. Anyway, it's all in. Freezer's gone. That's in. There's a wash on. Now I'm going to clean out that cupboard and get everything back in and generally have a clean up and then get back to pressing fabric, cutting fabric, and maybe quite probably tonight the pressing and cutting is going to take about 3 hours. There may be a chance I might even start sewing tonight, but if I think today I might have the excuse to maybe not do any sewing tonight. But I'm not going to waste the day. Clean, get everything packed back in there, crack on, and once this wash comes out, I'll catch up again and say how I think the wash has worked. Well, I'm kind of back where I started. Get my doobries. These are the little pins to hold the shelves up that I put in my Charlotte Bronte tin, but that tin has been washed and will be repurposed. So I've done 2 washes in the new machine. Oh, I've put the pins in too soon. I'm such a flipping numpty. And also I've noticed, put those safely on the floor, I've noticed that the cold inlet tubing that they've put in is way bigger than what I've had before. I've just topped it up. I've tightened everything up under here, cleaned everything up. Don't ask if the shelf is going to fit, Vivi. Of course it's going to fit. Yeah, tightened it all up, cleaned everything up. But what I will do for now, so I'm just looking, I'm tired. I'm just looking for these little teeny tiny doobies that hold the shelf up. Oy vey, come on. Can I find the hole? Is that the one? Is that the one, or am I one? Oh. So what I've done is I've got it ready up here. It's just a bit of Tupperware. I've got a little piece of paper towel. I don't normally have paper towel. I certainly don't use it, but I've got it for now. I'm just going to slip this under, up and under the space where the possible drip is, because then obviously the Tupperware is going to catch it, but the little bit of paper towel is going to give me quite a quick indication. I can see if there's a little drop. I think I know where the leak is coming from. Not the leak that they said I had. This is different. I think it is literally where that cold inlet piping, so I'm coming off my copper piping and you get the rubber tubing and it all, you know, I think it's there. It looks like, to be honest, it looks like the threads are crossed, and I think what I might do is turn the water off, take it off and completely just redo what they did rather than just tightening it up. But that little pot under there, if there is a drip, A, the Tupperware will catch it, and B, that little bit of tissue will show me what's going on, so I can start putting all my bits and bobs back in now. Laundry liquid, my homemade fabric conditioner. If you haven't seen my previous videos, that's just white vinegar, but put a pretty label on it, for goodness sakes. Actually, you can see this has been going for a long time. I just refill it with vinegar. I don't use it every time I do my wash, but the thing about I put the vinegar in where you would have your conditioner in the conditioner slot in your washing drawer. The thing with the vinegar is it helps to just break down that kind of soapy sudsiness at the end to make sure things are really clean of soap suds, not just your clothes but all your pipe work. Don't worry, your clothes do not come out smelling like a fish and chip shop. I promise you they don't. I really don't like the smell of vinegar. The only time I like the smell of vinegar is on me chips by the beach, which is infrequent. So you know, vinegar is a fantastic thing for use around the house for cleaning. I hate it with a passion, but I use it because it's good. And I wouldn't use it on my clothes if my clothes came out smelling like vinegar. The last bit of my laundry stuff is, it's my jar of sodium percarbonate that Richard passed on to me. So I've got just sellotape my instructions on the top. So yeah, I can start popping bits in again now. I love this spoon. Let me tell you why I love this spoon. If I show you the whole spoon, you see how brown the wood is at the end and how white it is at that end? This is my stirring spoon, my laundry stirring spoon. It's when I've got vintage linens, tablecloths, white tablecloths or white pillowcases, anything like that, and I give them a bit of treatment with either a bit of hydrogen peroxide, or I will be using some sodium percarbonate in future. It's an oxy-action wash, so I use this to stir them with, but look how white it is compared with that end. I love that. So my laundry spoon. You know what it would be is, if we went back to our granny's homes, it would be like the dolly. So my nan, I think my mum had one too. I need to get myself one. I don't really get to flea markets these days, but when I talk about a dolly, I'm sure lots of you know what I'm talking about and remember them, but if you don't, a dolly is very simply, it's a wooden stick, and then on the end, like a sort of slightly funnel shape but facing down, it's copper, so there'll be some holes in it to let the water through, but it's that copper on the end, and you mash, or sometimes dollies are just 4 sticks of wood coming out of the end, but it's what you use to mash your clothes. So firstly, you're keeping them under the water and in the, you know, the cleaning solution you want to clean them with, but also you can give them a bit of an agitation, a bit of a mashing. I don't have a dolly, I need a dolly. In the meantime, an old wooden spoon will do, and it's a long one. My kitchen spoons are all more like this length, but it's a long one, so that if I've got a bucket on the go, I can shove them in, stir them around, and also with it I can hoik a piece of fabric out to look at it to see, is that stain coming out? Look at this shape of it. It's like, I'm not really into plastic bottle brushes. I tried so hard. I'm sure, you know, the great thing is that, you know, as time goes on, in terms of sustainable cleaning products and items for our kitchens, so much more is becoming available. But when I bought this, which is I don't know how many years ago, this was for my drinks bottle, my glass water drinking bottle, so that I can get in there and give it a really scrub out. I would have preferred one that was made from sisal. I don't know what you'd make the handle from to make it, maybe bamboo, I don't know, but anyway, that's going back in. All my bits and bobs of cleaning stuff. I'm going to look at this tray. Nope, not a single drip so far. So I'm going to leave it there because this was supposed to be a quickie. The new washing machine, firstly, it stinks of rubber. It's that kind of, I wish I could give you a waft of it. It's like, it smells like the inside of a car at the moment because it's just the new rubber is being made warm. I don't like that smell. It smells, anyway, it seems to be quieter than my old machine, a little bit quieter, so oh sorry, that's good. Not necessarily in terms of neighbours, because I put soundproofing under all my floors, so my neighbour downstairs, she was up the other night for a glass of wine. It was really nice. She doesn't hear me at all. But in terms of me at home working, you know, maybe filming, I could film when there's a wash on. I like the quietness. That wash I just tried was a 59-minute wash. My old machine, all the washes were quite a bit longer. So shorter washes, that's a good thing, less electricity. Taking them out, well, you know, they look clean, they smell clean. Once things are dry and I have a proper look in the daylight, I'll be able to see, oh, has it got marks out? It looks like it. It looks like it's done an absolutely fine wash. What am I talking about? Yeah. So, great. Washing machine is in. I'll put everything back in the cupboard. Like I said the other day, I'm not packing up to move just yet. Everything can go back in. And then in the meantime, or in the next few days, this freezer, all the stuff on the surfaces, it's all going to go into the living room. The shelves, I've got all my lovely, oh, I love all my little crockery bits, vintage stuff, hand-me-downs, birthday presents. Literally every item of crockery that I own has got a story to it, and I love it for that. That's all going to come off the walls into the living room, and then the next time we come in the kitchen, yeah, I'm going to actually start cleaning and sanding first before decorating. So I will see you for that soon. We might nip to the garden in the meantime, that would be really nice. But right now, I'm going to get back on with the sewing kind of stuff. Well, I'm going to finish this, then I'm going to get back on with the sewing stuff. I am gagging for a siesta. It's well beyond, I can't quite see the clock, I think it's about 4:30. It's well beyond siesta time. I wanted a siesta half an hour ago. There's no chance because the bed is covered in fabric. There's your incentive. There's your incentive, folks. If you want to have a little rest, if you are prone to resting too quickly or prone to laziness, put stuff on your bed and put stuff on your sofa so you can't sit down until you've done the job. That's what I'm about to do. So I will love you and leave you. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Again, thank goodness it's all kind of going in the right direction, apart from the direction of my cupboard doors, which are all wonky now. Never mind. It's small fry, isn't it? Yeah. I will see you all again really soon, but in the meantime, please look after yourselves, look after your appliances, and yeah, look after each other. For now though, cheerio.